It's the Monday after Mother's Day, so we're going to get into some fun stuff. I'm Greg Eisenhower, and that's my buddy Brian. We're going to do a FMK Special Moms Edition, and then we're going to, little segment we've got called Get Into My Colon, and we'll talk about, why we're on Monday instead of Thursday. Got some people want to know, so let's kick off episode 4.
Iller and filthier, take 1. Hey, Brian.
So, what are you doing, man?
Well, I sat back and thought about the things we used to do. We had a lot of fun.
You really want to do this with me?
Bro, you know I do.
Never gets old for me. Never gets old.
Yeah, we'll have a new jingle tonight as well.
How you
Maybe
feeling?
we should do a greatest hits jingle. I think that has to come someday.
CD compilation of all the jingles Greg's put together.
How was Mother's Day?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you spoil her?
It was a good weekend.
Yeah.
She got a little breakfast in bed and made her little dinner.
Nice.
And at this point, we all know it's actually just breakfast in bed is all she wants.
Correct. That was nothing. There's not any weird, joking, subtle comment. It was like literally just breakfast in bed.
And I'm actually a little kind of steaming a little bit though too. That this is the first year I've been upstaged by my younger son.
Oh,
he
that's
got
cool.
my wife a set of golf clubs. She wants to get started into golfing.
And he bought them?
And he bought them. It was his idea.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did breakfast and I did dinner.
We do the non-gift thing typically. We're kind of non-gifters. I feel like we're always buying something and
I know.
trying to pay something off. So it's
I know, yeah.
So
just do service for each other, right?
Yeah, I did. I had the kids dress up a little bit. We had some fun when they were little. We would make her like a menu, and I begged the kids this year. I was like, if I buy chef hats from Amazon, will you guys wear them? And we'll make her a menu like we used to. And she loved it, so that was cool. And then I just wore the chef hat later.
With just nothing else on,
Yeah,
just a chef hat.
Yeah. She said, I want you to paint me like one of your French girls, Jack.
You remember the chef guy from the Muppets?
Oh yeah.
Way back in the day.
Swedish. Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Well, that sounds like a great Mother's Day. What is a good segue into what we're doing tonight for episode 4? Why don't you tell everybody what we got going on?
Yeah, Brian and I are trying to spread as much inappropriateness into this world as we can. I feel like it's being taken away, so we're trying to put a little bit back. So that's a lot of what Iller and Filthier is trying to do is bring some humor into this world. So we thought, what a better way to celebrate moms than to dig into our past and even our present and talk about all those moms, so TV and movie moms. And we're going to play a little game that I think most people have played. If you haven't, you might look it up, but we're going to call it FMK, which stands for,
I think everybody knows what it stands for. Everybody has played this game.
Yeah. It's popular on girls' weekends, I hear.
If they haven't, then they're lying. Everybody has, at least adult-wise, has done this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's so we're going to do a little FMK. Look it up if you need to. And Brian and I have got some moms that we haven't shared yet with each other, so we can try to keep. We'll probably have some crossover. We expect some crossover, but maybe in different groups.
A lot of interesting choice of words that you're using tonight.
Yeah,
swapping and
it should be a good time. And shout out to all the moms out there. So we're just gonna have some fun. Yeah.
So how do you want to go ahead and do this game? Because neither I nor you have seen what each other's come up with. So
correct.
Your instructions to me were to come up with 5 sets of 3, which I have, and you have not seen mine. I have not seen yours.
Right.
And what are you wanting to do? Do you want to do all of yours first to me and then I go?
Yeah, I think that might be easier than going back and forth, maybe
Okay.
just logistically, since our interns are still in school right now.
So, and then you're giving me, so I have to answer them, but
Yes.
you're not going to answer them yourself, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I think it makes sense to give you an assist, if I need to. But we can phone a friend.
What
But-
if, let me just throw this out there. What if the 5 that you give me, I answer, you don't answer them because
Okay.
those were your questions.
Yeah.
And then after the show's posted and everything, maybe that's extra
Oh,
content
yeah,
for people
okay.
to where
Yeah,
people are
we
like, well, what did Greg think? What was his MFK?
I love it. Yeah,
So
that's
we'll
good.
do it that way. So you'll do your 5 to me,
Okay.
and then I'll do my 5 to you, and then we'll get into my colon segment at the end. I'm excited, and
let's
not only am I excited, I'm actually a touch worried of getting into just offending just a few people.
we're not here to offend. We're here to laugh. Who are you going to offend?
Look, what people are walking out on Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, everything these days. Yeah.
It's a game. It's a game everybody's played, and that's all. We're just having some fun, and literally none of us are going to do any of these things.
Can we make this a kind of a game though, like an actual competitive game?
What?
In a sense that if
How do we
I
do that?
decide that I can't answer this for whatever reason, you should get a point or something, and at the very end, whoever has the most
Okay,
points wins, and the loser has to do something. And maybe whoever's watching, if they're watching, give us something that the loser has to do after the show's done that it has to do it.
There you
Because
go. All right.
I'm going to tell you, I tried to be creative with mine,
Well, I'm
but
sure you did.
I made them to where in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Greg just might quit.
Yeah, yours is probably going to be worse. I'm sure you got real creative, and
And
We'll
it's not to offend. It's just, it's in good faith, but all mine, they make sense.
Yeah.
And they fit within the confines of the rules that you told me. Like, just explain real briefly again the grouping.
Yeah, we did. They had to be TV and movie moms, but not moms in real life per se, but character moms. That's probably the biggest thing to call out, right? Is that what you did?
Yeah, but how fun would it be to do like real life moms if we lived by each other?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
that's what we
girl,
do.
Yeah, it's the girls
in real life.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you get in trouble. So yeah, we're just trying to do around
celebrity moms in some way.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool. So my first category here, you got it right. There we go.
I'm excited.
Childhood moms.
Oh,
I put these 3 together. This is the lovely Carol Brady, played by Florence Henderson from the
Mhm.
Brady Bunch, of course. Then we've got in the middle that beautiful
Meredith Baxter Birney, right?
Yep, Meredith Baxter Birney, Miss Elise Keaton from Family Ties. And then, of course, Claire Huxtable, the lovely Felicia Rashad on The Cosby Show. Poor thing.
This is a good one, Greg. I'm actually impressed. So anybody that's about our age, I think this goes right into the moms we kind of grew up with. And I will say I had a huge thing for one of these moms for sure. And that's how I'm going to start my MFK, is that absolutely for sure I would marry Mrs. Heathcliff Huxtable.
Oh, yeah, that's
Felicia Rashad.
a good pick.
Oh,
That was your crush?
that was kind of, I was getting to that age to where I was like, I like her for some reason, but I'm not sure why. There was just something about her that attracted me to her. Just strong woman, career oriented, but like the mom at home also. And she just, when the times on the Cosby Show to where both Heathcliff and Claire, like when it got serious,
Yeah.
and like I was afraid of her too.
Mhm. Yeah, they always played that up, right? Like, yeah, I feel like that's a good pick, man. That's she is very, yeah, super successful, right? Wasn't she like a lawyer on the show
She
or
was a
whatever? Yeah.
lawyer, yeah.
So
So
she's gonna take care of you.
I think that I think I can't go wrong
Yeah.
marrying Felicia Rashad. So are we saying the characters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
On this one here,
yeah,
specifically the
it is.
characters. Okay.
Yeah, Claire Huxtable.
So I'm going to M.
Okay.
I know I said Mary, but we're trying to keep
Yeah.
it consistent by just
Yeah.
saying M, F, or K.
Yeah.
So I'm going to M.
Yeah.
Claire.
It's like you got a tough decision now. I don't know where I would go.
I think this first set of three is easy for me. Because I do feel like there was a little sexual tension with me and Carol Brady.
Ooh.
And I don't know if it was because of all the books that came out where all the kids started writing books after the show, and like Greg like went on a date with her a few times or something, and all the freaky stuff that the kids were doing, and like the mom. And I think I'm going to F Carol Brady, M Claire Huxtable, and then unfortunately I'm going to have to K Miss Meredith Baxter Burney. What was her character name?
Elise Keaton.
Elise Keaton.
Yeah,
that's
Elise
right.
Keaton, Mrs. Keaton. It would be Michael J. Fox's TV mom.
That's
Family
right.
Ties. Okay.
Did the dad die on the show? Family Ties? Didn't he die at the end or no?
I don't think so. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it in the last 50 years.
I
thought he died of a heart attack on there or something.
I don't know if he did on the show. I don't remember that.
Okay, that was a good way to start it. I love it. So I'm excited to see the next group.
So we're going with the streaming moms. I'm calling them. So you've got your streaming moms. We've got Wendy Bird from my favorite show, period, Ozark.
Yep.
We've got Betty Draper, unreal show from January Jones played her from Mad Men. She's amazing. And then Carmela Soprano, of course, who was played by Edie Falco from Sopranos. So yeah, big three, streaming peeps.
Carmela. So we got a little HBO representation of Sopranos. Okay.
We got AMC Mad Men.
AMC Mad Men. And what was her name on there?
That is Betty Draper.
Betty, that's right.
That's Don Draper's wife and ex-wife. Well, spoiler alert again.
And then Ozark.
Ozark, Wendy Bird,
Wendy, right?
Wendy Bird, yes.
Oh, this is a good one because I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go with the easy one. The last time I went with the M for Claire, right? I wanted to M Claire.
Have you seen all these shows, by the way? These three?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you have. If you're from Missouri or you live in Missouri, you have to watch Ozark.
It's my favorite show, period. It is. I think that's our favorite streaming show.
And Mad Men is probably a top 10 series TV classic of all time, in addition to Sopranos. So I'm going to go directly with the F. Can I do that?
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to F right away Betty Draper.
There you go.
That one for me just makes sense. She's a little uptight. Smoking hot, though.
Smoking hot, yeah. She likes, remember that bar scene? The one where she met the dude in the bar?
Oh.
She was trying to get back at her husband?
Yeah. She's super hot. I'm glad we can do this and say this kind of stuff for the show, because I mean we totally would not, with our wives we'd be like,
of course not.
Nothing compares to our wives.
No.
But for the show, for Iller and Filthier.
Yeah. These are characters we play.
Characters. The big F for Betty.
With a capital F.
The big F. I don't think I could marry. I could possibly, or K, but the F is on that one. That's the easiest one for me. So now it's between M and
I'm realizing this one, if you really think about it,
Yeah.
is really easy. All three of them. I mean, you've already got the first one nailed, so go for the sweep. Because if you really think about it, I think you'll get yourself there.
Oh, Lordy. This is harder for me. You're saying this is easy, but this is harder as I got past the F because I've got the M and the K. And if you watch Ozark, Wendy,
She's kind of a badass.
I'm going to go with the overall stronger female character, I believe. So I'm going to go Wendy. I'm going to marry Wendy.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I won't ever see you again.
And then Carmela, unfortunately, this is just how certain things, kind of how you define the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction album
it's nothing
that we
against
did.
her.
Nothing against Carmela. She was fantastic in that series.
Yeah.
That scene where she's fighting with Tony, like physically, like so pissed. I think that's what got her Emmy.
Yeah.
Or that's the one that they submitted for it or something.
Yeah. Great show. Also just a banger of a show.
But I think that's how I'm going. So I'm going to F, Betty Draper. I'm going to M, Wendy from Ozark. And then K, Carmela.
Yeah. All right. That's good. I like that.
Any of these so far that you're surprised at my answers?
No, I don't think so at all. That one, I would have switched a little bit on that one with you, but
the same with the F though, right?
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. I because for me it was more like Carmela. Maybe she put up with so much. She kind of knew what was going on, but so I just feel she had that like solid,
I think she's a great character. Yeah. The only drawback for me from being an attraction to her is the fact that she's very much just dependent on Tony.
Yeah,
and
I got you.
That was kind of wrapped into her storyline too, to where she wanted to kind of separate herself and start getting into real estate and everything. So that made her kind of interesting. But she was still a mob boss's wife and very much kind of just
those
in the back
days,
scenes.
Man. The 90s when you could live in a house like that and be a trash man. Single income family. So this one we're calling Spicy. It's our Spicy Moms.
Spicy Moms.
So we've got Stifler's mom, of course, the lovely Jennifer Coolidge from American Pie and everything else now. She's awesome. But what a character that was. Made that movie, I thought, just hilarious. We've got Lorraine.
Part of a pop culture lexicon with MILF.
Yeah.
Right? That's where it came from.
Before we get too deep, one of our great listeners, Rachel 319, did write in and say that the dad and Family Ties did die at the end of the show on the last episode.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Thanks, Rachel 319, whoever you are out there. You sound hot.
Rachel 319, thanks.
Anyway, all right, so we got Stifler's mom. Number 2, we've got Lorraine McFly, of course, from Back to the Future. So that's Miss Leah Thompson. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Peggy Bundy has to be in. I put with these are like spicy because they kind of had, their characters were like, they were throwing it out there. I feel like Peggy was always trying to get, I think they were always played that Al Bundy always being too tired or whatever kind of thing.
Right.
And so that's who we've got for this one. Married with Children.
Married with Children. And then Leah Thompson is what was her character's name?
That's Lorraine McFly.
Oh, that's right.
So Marty McFly's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Michael J. Fox coming in strong in this. So that says, Back to the Future. And then, Stifler's mom from the American Pie series.
Oh,
this is an interesting one. I haven't thought much about this one.
This is an interesting one, but I am going to, I think I know how I'm going to go with this, because there is something about a particular scene that has stuck in my head that I don't know if it was because of just the time I was young enough to where this one scene really has cemented itself and given me a little rise inside. I'm going to go with, how about this? I'm going to go with the K first.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with the K first.
Just gonna eliminate.
Right off the bat. And I love this series. So that kind of narrows it down to only one because it's the only series on here. I love Married with Children.
Okay.
I think Katie Seagal was fantastic on this. She's been really good in a couple other TV shows that she's been in. Sons of Anarchy, I believe.
Oh,
And then
okay.
she was in Lost. I am going to, again, this goes back to the Guns N' Roses thing, to where nothing about specific songs, something has to come out at the bottom.
Yep.
So Peggy Bundy is going to be my K.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I don't fit her into the other two categories is my reason.
I got you.
Now, to go back to my initial thoughts, and I'm going to go with the F now, okay? Because this goes to that one particular scene in Back to the Future.
Okay.
Lorraine McFly, when she's trying to seduce Marty. And I know it's kind of wonky because you're like, it's not, it's kind of like, it's Empire Strikes Back, Luke and Leia kissing.
Yeah, she didn't know.
Nobody knows.
She didn't know it was her son.
But
Spoiler alert.
She was kind of a freak in that.
She was drinking.
The way she was talking,
yeah.
and she was just, and I thought that was a really kind of a sexual yet funny scene.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with the F for Lorraine McFly. And then I'm going to M.
You're going to marry
Stifler's
I
mom.
love it. Why is that?
I think she'd be fun. I think at our age, like I think back in the day, if I was married to Stifler's mom, it'd be just me and her, and we'd have a good time, and kind of funny, and I mean, good looking woman and stuff. And then as she gets older, I think she gets to be a little freakier,
right?
And maybe we'd try a few different things.
I like it. I
think Stifler's mom would be up for trying things at our age. So I want to M that one.
Okay. I like it. I like your thinking. You're really like.
I'm taking this seriously.
Well.
All right.
We're going to call this one Christmas Morning. This is Moms on Christmas Morning. All right. So we've got, of course, Kate McAllister on the top. That is from Home Alone, of course. Then we've got the lovely Beverly D'Angelo, who is Ellen Griswold, of course, from Christmas Vacation, one of the best movies ever as well. And then the lovely Melinda Dillon, who plays Mother Parker. I didn't know she didn't have a first name. It's just Mother. They just call her Mother Parker from A Christmas Story. So I thought it'd be fun to, dig into Christmas Morning and see what you're thinking.
All right. I'm channeling certain feelings yet again. I feel like one of those what are those empath people that talk to dead people? Like they're in a room and all of a sudden somebody dead's talking to them.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling a big F on this one.
Okay.
Like I'm like, there's a certain character I'm like, I think would be a good F.
Okay.
Right away. And so that's going to be Ellen Griswold for some reason.
Oh yeah. I mean, she dances like
for some reason, right?
Yeah.
I see her.
She's the only one that like you saw in that spirit, I think, technically.
She kind of conjures up things that you would see in real life being married.
Yeah.
At our age, at this point, over time, there's just something about her where she's mom and she's just doing her thing, and then when everybody's alone or something, she's kind of freaky. So I'm going to go right away with F with Ellen, okay?
Yep, that's a good one.
Now I'm stuck. I'm stuck on these other two. And I'd phone a friend. Can you help me with this one? Help me. Cause I honestly don't know how I can go either way here. I've got a K.
Yeah, you got a K.
And I've got an M.
I mean, is it too obvious? Like, do you really want to marry somebody that could lose your child twice?
That's a good point.
I don't know.
But I would say, well, that's also probably my fault though, too.
Yeah. So one thing that's always stuck with me is Mother Parker from Christmas Story. One of my favorite scenes in that movie, if I can help you out, and I don't know, is when they had their robes on Christmas morning and they're drinking wine while they're opening presents. If your wife will drink wine with you in the morning, I don't know.
I think you've helped me there. I'm going to go the M with Mother Parker, and then I'm going to have to K Kate McAllister.
Yeah,
on that one.
I'm sorry, Kate. Kevin!
Were there any that you thought that I wouldn't answer?
No.
Or you set me up to where I can answer all of them?
No, I think it's like anything. You gotta answer, right? Like it's like you said.
I would think so.
The album and song stuff we talked about. It's the same concept. It's a process of elimination more than anything, right? Like, no, I don't think this one's just intended to be funny for you. All right, so our last one here. I didn't really know what to call this one, so I called them the oof or yikes moms. We've got, of course, Roseanne Barr from Roseanne, Mama Boucher, Miss Kathy Bates from Waterboy, and Mama Fratelli from The Goonies. And also, as a side note, she plays almost the same character in Throw Mama from the Train. So you can,
I think you almost have to. It's almost like a Vince Vaughn thing where Vince Vaughn plays Vince Vaughn in every movie.
Yeah. Mama Fratelli. Her name is Anne Ramsey. It is a she, I believe.
This is the most difficult one that you've given me.
Yeah, it was purposeful.
And simply because when I try to attribute the F, at first I try to find what one letter is definitely for all of them or something, or at least one of them. And then if that's kind of hard to do, well, then it's like, well, which is there a letter that none of them, and that for me right now would be the F.
Yeah.
But I have to pick one.
Yeah. I think you K first. Maybe.
You know what? I'm going to F.
Okay.
I'm going to F first because I think Roseanne probably treated Dan pretty good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Dan was pretty happy.
Right.
You know,
they were just happy.
And I think she probably, you know, I'm trying not to get too much into detail in my head on that one, but I'm gonna go with the F for Roseanne.
I think that's fair. Plus, you don't want to hear it talk.
And I think I'm gonna go with the K next. Mama Fratelli with the K.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like even you get past the physical part of things. I just don't know daily.
Yeah.
If you know, it is like. Would she be a fun person to be around every single day?
Probably not.
So I'm gonna go F Roseanne,
necklace though.
K Mama Fratelli, and then we're gonna marry Kathy Bates.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go on this one. As I was thinking about it just now, I agree with you. Kathy Bates, though, you know, she was in, what was the movie she was in with the book where she, James Caan,
Stephen
Misery.
King. Misery. Yeah.
That still frightens me to this day, but you know, she was kind of more fun loving in The Office at the end of The Office when she joined that series. So
right.
That is, I think that's the only way to go. This one's kind of a lose, but you did good, bud.
You say lose, but I think the fun part of the game is when you can't make easy decisions.
Right.
So with that being said, and I think I perform pretty well.
You did good. Yeah.
With your 5. And I can only hope that the 5 sets of 3 that I give you really are going to have to think about.
Okay.
So the first one for Greg, these are what we're offering to him. Okay.
I'm frightened. Ooh.
We're going with a cartoon theme. Okay. So we have. Do you recognize all three moms? By the way,
I do. I haven't watched. Is that Family Guy in the middle?
Family Guy in the middle.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it, but I don't watch the show, but I know him. And then that
Been
is
around almost as long as The Simpsons,
Cartman's mom.
and then Cartman's mom,
Cartman, okay.
and then Marge Simpson.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the K first, and unfortunately, what's her name in the middle? What was
Now you put me on the spot, and I don't have it written down.
Oh man, well, I'm gonna K her because I don't know enough about her.
Family Guy mom.
Family
I can't
Guy,
believe I just blanked out on her. I watch all the clips. I don't watch the show as it comes out, but I watch all the funny clips because they're so inappropriate online and stuff.
Yeah. She's pretty too. I mean, just look at those eyes. But I'm gonna K her just because I don't know her. I think you got to marry Marge because, I mean, she's just put up with Homer all those years, right? Like, I mean, how do you not? You know, she's just there. Let's see, drink beer, eat donuts. Like, I just feel like, you know, there's no like, you shouldn't do that. You know, just beer and donuts.
She seems like a good mom, and I think, you know, you can definitely deal with that.
And
a good wife.
Yeah. I mean, the hair is kind of crazy, but like, I'm just jealous. I don't have any, so I'm just like, but man, I think I'm gonna. The reason I'm picking Mrs. Cartman's mom for the F is I think she's freaky. I mean,
you're right about that.
A single mom, right? Like, I believe
there's been several episodes to where Cartman just catches her.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. No, that was good.
I mean, she loves Cartman.
Yeah.
She'll do anything for him, but then she does have a freaky side. Lois is the mom in the middle, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. I've caught their names before. It's just a show I don't watch a lot, but yeah, that's good.
I thought I would have gotten you with the with Lois being barefoot there. Maybe showing a little extra.
I like it. Yeah, I like the capris. That's nice. Yeah.
A little, you know, curvy.
Yeah.
You know, she kind of got the mom pants on and.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing sexy at all about Cartman's mom, but like I said, just freaky.
You'd be amazed, I think, at what she'd probably that 2 dimensions is capable of doing. All right, so that was the first one, and that one seemed pretty easy. I've got these staged to let you know.
Oh, okay, we're gonna
easiest to hardest. Okay. So that was what I considered the easiest. I thought that was a good one, but it was the easiest of the ones for you.
Okay. Oh, great.
So the next one, you know, you and I have been kind of on the music tip lately, especially like the rap battles and all that good stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, getting crazy.
Straight from the recent headlines. So you know it's got to have something to do with Drizzy Drake. Okay. Drake's album cover, Certified Lover Boy, is all these pregnant women that he's knocked up. This is all mother themed, but it's also tied into the Drake thing. Okay. Kendrick Lamar's album cover to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is Kendrick and his wife's there breastfeeding. So it's another mother type thing. So you have Drake, you have Kendrick.
Okay.
And then I don't know, you're in the music industry at the times when you worked for Best Buy and stuff. Do you recognize that last cover from Lil Nas X?
Yeah.
Lil Nas X.
Well, I know who he is. Yeah.
So he was making fun of Drake on this cover, and he put all pregnant men on there.
Okay.
So these 3 album covers.
All right.
Mother themed.
Okay.
You have to M, F, and K. So tell me what's going through your head here. I tried to tie it into something that's been kind of recent.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like the angle. It's a little twist, and I dig it.
The Drake cover when that first came out, I was dying laughing.
Is that a real cover for real?
Yeah,
that's a real cover.
Certified Lover Boy.
That's amazing. And Nas X did that without getting in some kind of trouble.
Yeah,
that's funny.
and there was like a reason why he used like a redhead and something about like bearded. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much backstory in all of like the rat beef and everything, and even on the cover of this, it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right.
You would think on the Drake thing, like women would be like, this is ridiculous, right?
Right.
And I'm like to the side here I'm like, oh my God, this thing's kind of brilliant. It's so inappropriate, but it's like the perfect for the character Drake plays.
Yeah.
You know,
so I'm gonna M Kendrick's album.
Okay.
Because I think that's a really cool album cover.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm thinking of what FMK means in this example,
sure,
like keeping, whatever it might be, I'm gonna M the Kendrick Lamar album. That's a cool cover. I think I'm gonna K Drake's album, even though I know you love it. I just can't get into Drake. I don't know what it is. Well, the reason I'm going to F the Lil Nas X album is because I think it's funny. So if I'm thinking of like, oh, this is clever, it's just funny that he did that and did his take on.
Okay.
Not a super fan of either one of them, but
so you're going to M Kendrick's.
Yes, I'm going to F.
And then you said K Drake's.
Yep. Just because
F Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and just like Lil Nas X is trying to be a little different, I was trying to be a little different on this one here. And you were able to kind of analyze and put it through your little Greg computer in the head, and you applied the whole Kendrick one is a very family oriented photo of the album and everything. So I totally get it.
I think it's a cool, it's a pretty cool album cover.
All right. We are getting into
level 3.
This is where it gets interesting, okay? It set the career of one particular mom in this, but they're all connected.
Okay.
That you're going to see, okay?
Well, hello.
Do you recognize all 3?
2 of the 3? Oh, that's Nancy Grace.
Nancy Grace.
Okay.
Whose career is basically off of these 2 trials.
Okay.
JonBenet Ramsey trial.
Oh, that's the middle one. That's the mom. And then who's on the right is that one of the.
And then the right is
it
come on. Hold
on. Was she the one with the list?
And they're all innocent. So this isn't inappropriate or anything like that. They have nothing to do with their daughter's death. Yeah. So JonBenet Ramsey, obviously, Patricia Ramsey, she's now passed. She's died.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people were speculating that something happened. They tried to cover it up or whatever.
Okay.
And then you have, why am I blanking on? Help us out here if you're watching. See, this is why I should have everything written out.
Is she the
Casey Anthony? Jeez.
Oh, that's Casey Anthony. Okay.
Casey Anthony.
Oh,
her daughter found dead.
Yeah.
Like a block away from grandparents' house, and I mean, this was like Nancy Grace was obsessed with these 2 cases. This is what put her on the map.
Okay.
So, but again,
ooh.
According to the rule of law, nobody is in the wrong here. But they're all moms. They're all connected in a certain way. So you're going to have to MFK on this.
Okay. It's not so bad. I thought I had a pretty solid decision, but
I know.
I'm starting to think about the recourse of it. All right. So you just can't overthink it. So I'm going to K the Ramsey. What was her name?
Patricia.
Yeah. I don't something bothers me there. There's just something there.
Did you follow the JonBenet Ramsey trial and case? And
I did. It's great. I find it nuts that still isn't saw. Like that should be another podcast someday. We said,
and then it just kind of fluttered away, and
there's something unsettling there. So I feel like I'm gonna just move that out to the side. So we're gonna K that because I got a bad feeling about her. But man,
More
that does,
so than Casey. You have
yeah,
you
yeah.
have a
That's
worse
what. Yes,
feeling about
yeah.
Patricia than you do Casey.
That's the problem. You put me in a pickle, man.
Is this a case of
Oh
where the
God,
F weighs a little too much and you're trying to kind of hide that fact?
no,
Because if there's somebody that is most likely guilty of something, and I know that in the court of law, there's no such
I
thing
know.
as
Yeah,
most
no,
likely. You're either
I
guilty
know.
or you're not guilty.
I probably know slightly more about the Ramsey case than the Casey Anthony case. I know it and I've seen a bunch of it. It's kind of something I'd like to like. I know there's a few documentaries I need to just dig in and watch because that's fairly recent too, right? I mean,
What,
it's
10
not
years
like,
ago?
yeah, I was gonna say it's not like 20. It's all right. So let's just do it this way. We're gonna F Casey Anthony that way. And there's no involvement then beyond. You know what I mean? Like, you might get interviewed on CNN, but it's like you're not in a relationship.
You're not bringing her around to
Yeah.
meet the kids or anything.
Uh,
Jeff Moon,
yeah,
you
right.
so want to FKC. Jeff Moon. That's our buddy from Kansas City, right?
Yeah. He's gonna be up here next weekend in the Northlands.
Jeff,
with
can
me.
you believe that of all the people here, he wanted to K Patricia Ramsey, who there's a cloud of doubt.
You told me there's been no
I'm
broken
just saying,
laws.
a cloud of doubt to her story and the family story. But that's why I had to ask you,
But we don't know, right?
Is the F just so much greater?
No. I mean, by these pictures, yes. But
there was one of Patricia because she was a
oh yeah, she was
a
she was a model too, right? Or
too,
dance
yeah. So there was a black and white of her when she was younger, and she was cute. She's an attractive woman.
He does know me well. I'm just saying, like, there's a cloud of doubt as well with Casey
Just that
Anthony,
most
right?
likely she didn't have a hand. She might have helped cover something up if you believe all the stories. But that was you're like, I am going with the K first.
Yeah. I mean, I think any girl that can wear cards on her shirt should be, till you're proven guilty, And then, but this pains me that I have to marry Nancy Grace, though. Like, that doesn't do any good. What a horrible
This is
life.
a hard one, right?
Yeah. What a horrible life. This is the end of your life when they go back and they run the replay and be like, hey Greg, here's the rest of your life. You effed.
Just to let most women, most moms know when they end up watching this show or anything. I mean, guys will not disappoint you. No. We were always motivated, probably by we're talking somebody that most likely killed her daughter.
You said that these people were innocent.
Found not guilty.
Yes.
Just like OJ, not guilty.
But like whatever you believe in your life that happens when you die, I'm just imagining somebody going, okay, so Greg, all right, let's see here. So you effed Casey Anthony and you married Nancy Grace.
but that's the thing. I mean, if you have kids, you really don't want to bring Patricia or Casey around to the house. So at least those two options, they're not going to be around. Yeah. Nancy, you could bring her around the house, I guess. You're going to be around her all the time. The kids are going to be around her.
Accent? She got
that.
Yeah. Hey,
it's
kids,
I think it's affected. Kind of an affected Southern accent that she kind of puts on. Maybe
Nancy Grace. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a sad
Jeff says you might
so.
have a nice allowance.
Oh yeah.
With Nancy.
That's true. Yeah. She could help us with our podcast.
She could. Hosting, being technical with stuff too, but
yeah, I'm a big fan.
Oh, so just to recap before we get into the last one, what are you doing? Guilt creeping in or no?
No.
You're sticking with it.
Yep. Kay and Miss Ramsey. We're gonna F.
And you're saying the K is the biggest one for you. Like what weighs the most in this is the K, and that's Patricia Ramsey.
Yes, only because I wanted to eliminate that from the selection. But then you
Okay.
made me feel bad about Casey Anthony. But again, you said they were all innocent. So,
I said they're not guilty.
oh yeah,
They
yeah.
haven't been
Sorry,
they haven't been
sorry,
found guilty of
sorry,
anything.
OJ. I said it wrong.
And Nancy Grace has never been on trial for uh, having a hand in her child's death. So I thought, well, I mean, that one there's got to be easy.
Way to make me feel bad. Here come the
But
comments.
I think okay, so you went K with Patricia Ramsey. You did the big F with Casey Anthony, and then you're going to M Nancy Grace. That's it. Okay. I thought that would be a hard one, but then I thought Greg, when he actually would think through, would go out a little different. But we're not judging.
We're not here to judge Greg.
We're not here to judge Greg at all. I think this is another good one.
Lay it on me.
And this is tied into our #1 episode, which has over 1,000 downloads or 1,000 views on YouTube. Our very first episode of Iller and Filthier was about OJ.
Oh, I like this already.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so our theme, right, has been
Murder.
celebrity moms.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we're thinking OJ, and what's the biggest family that has come out of that whole OJ thing? Kardashian family.
Yeah. Okay.
You know where this is
Oh
going?
God. Oh,
You
no,
know where this is going.
was it the sisters? The daughters? Please don't have. Oh my God.
Jeff, pull up a seat because I want to hear the explanation of this.
Oh man. This just has
Kris
trouble.
Jenner, which is the mom of everybody, right?
Yes.
Caitlyn Jenner, who is also the co-mom of everybody now. So we're sticking with the mom themes for Mother's Day.
Oh, you're an ass.
And then we're going with Kim, who, is a mom as well. And then she's Kim's daughter, Caitlyn's daughter.
Man.
Or not Caitlyn's daughter, I'm sorry.
Chris's daughter, right? And,
all in the same family, though.
And Caitlyn is step parent, right?
Caitlyn. So this was
those two are married. Those two are married.
They were married.
Yeah.
And
that was
the daughters
before,
came with Robert Kardashian.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
I know it's hard to
dick.
keep up and where everybody's at, but you got a lot of things to consider. You got a lot of money with all three of them.
Yeah.
You're into sports.
You're such a dick.
You're into sports. You're a big sports guy. So there's something there I think would be kind of tough. You'd be like, how about we go toss a football or something around? You can have a good time there.
Oh,
Kim,
man.
Kim's a beautiful woman. I don't know how much work she's had done, but I mean, even without the work, she'd probably be a beautiful woman.
It's a cool necklace. I'm looking at her necklace. I'm just kidding.
Tell me what you're thinking.
Oh man.
You may think, okay, we're all thinking you're going to F Kim, but if you do that, just know that there might be a video that gets put out there, and Jeff and I are going to see what you're packing.
Yeah, and I don't want
and
that.
You're definitely not Ray J. There's nothing about Greg that says Ray J.
Yeah, I'm not Drake either.
There's nothing. There's no guts that are going to be scrambled there with Greg. So a video would come out, but that might be something worth taking a chance on.
I mean, I'm probably long enough to do like a TikTok video. So like if we did it was like a short, like real short, like sex. TikTok,
a lot to consider.
Not a video per se. Like can't say
a lot
sex
to consider.
Tape.
So what are we feeling?
Man, dude.
Kris, Caitlyn, or Kim? Oh, they're all with K's too. KKK.
That's not nice. Don't put that out there.
What are you feeling right now? Like, is there something to where it's?
I'm very uncomfortable. I don't know what to do here.
You got to FMK somehow, some way. Either way, you're good with money.
Exactly. Okay, let's see here.
Chiefs games, you'd be like, who wants to go to a Chiefs game?
All right. Let's start with the easy one. Let's start with the F. We're gonna F Kim.
Okay.
She's the most effable
I agree.
for me. I think I K the mom, Chris, because I'm just not a fan.
You blame her for everything?
Yeah, I blame her for everything. No, just I don't know. It's not. I mean, I'm not super fan of Kim either, but again, going back to the last slide of like, one time, sure,
Well, that's true.
yeah. And then I think like you said, I think you sold me kind of on the like, going out throwing the football, doing some fun sports, good.
I mean,
Good.
a bunch of different things that you would have. Like, honestly, of the three of them, who would you have the most in common with on an everyday basis?
Yeah, probably Kaylin, I think. I don't know. But I assume we could, do some sports together.
EA Sports college football coming out. Who's going to play that with you other than me?
That's
you
true.
think Kim's going to sit down and want to play that on Xbox with you? No.
No.
You think Kim's going to do it? Or Chris? No.
Chris, no. Yeah,
then
I think
Caitlin Jack to play it. Caitlin's probably has her team.
That's true.
I don't know where she went to college, but she's got her team, and she'll be like, "Bring on Mizzou."
I don't know where she went to college. Somebody's got to know that.
Jeff, do you know?
Super athlete. But I think that's a really hard one.
F, you're gonna F Kim. K Chris.
Yep.
And M Caitlin.
There you go.
All right. That was a fun thing. All right, we do have some time to get into the next segment here as we go
We got
into
a new jingle, right?
Hey, you get into my colon.
Who, me? Yeah, you.
Ever since you sent me like the almost finished product and we were kind of talking about it, I laughed my ass off. For those of you that are listening to our new jingle going into the Get Into My Colon segment that we're going to be talking about, I hope that you guys could tell that's from Billy Ocean's Get Out of My Dreams.
Yeah.
At the very beginning. Get
out of my dreams and into
it was
my
like,
car.
hey, you get into my car. And when Greg and I we're talking about, let's do a colonoscopy segment on the show at the end for the end segment. And I, for some reason, just had that song in the back of my head. And I said, Greg, you're probably the only other person that would understand why this would be funny with this. And like within 10 minutes, it seemed like you already had it all chopped up, ready to go.
Yeah, that was my Friday night.
That was hilarious. Well, let's get into a little serious discussion about colonoscopies. All of us that are about the same age, I think now, or it used to be, you had to be 50 years old where your insurance would cover you for colonoscopy. And I think that's changed in the last few years to where now that's dropped down to, depending on your insurance, like 47, and I think even some maybe down to 45. A very important test for people, men and women, as you're approaching 50, to get screened for colon cancer, which is something that's a high percentage of being caught and taken care of early. And if you don't do your colonoscopy check, it can cause you some problems, unneeded problems, because it is easy to do it. But and I'm going to say, because of most men, we're a little more uptight about thinking about the colonoscopy. Have you done this yet?
Yes. They switched, like you said. I did mine. I think I was 49, so a couple years ago.
And were you excited to hear that you can go get it done early, or what? Did you stress out?
I don't think I stressed about it. I didn't want to do it, but I know it's like anything. It's not a fun process, but it's also not bad when you think about it. When it's all said and done, it's kind of like okay. Um, so I wasn't. I was like, oh man, really I have to do this? But
I
yeah, it
was,
was a couple years ago. I think I knocked
yeah.
it out.
Well, I had heard that I had this on the horizon of things coming up as I
Yeah,
approached the age of 50.
yeah,
And it's not something that I look forward to. It's something that I actually was kind of anxious about, just knowing it was coming up in a few years. And I started worrying about this early in my 40s for absolutely no reason other
yeah,
than they
yeah.
were
Just
putting a tube up your butt. And I think that's the thing that most guys are just like they're uncomfortable with, and they're just not looking
yeah,
forward to it.
yeah. I don't think anybody does. It's yeah, just it's a pain in the ass, literally. And you just want to, like you said, you just want to get it over with and be done. But it is not that bad. I mean, at the end of the day, to your point, it's not worth stressing over forever because I think the process of it though isn't fun. It once it's over, you're kind of done. You know, I feel like it reminded me like getting a cavity. It's like filled or something. You know, it's not a fun process, but then it's done and you move on. And
Well, so this is why we didn't record on Thursday, because I had my colonoscopy Thursday morning, and I just wasn't feeling like I could do a
no,
show when I got back. Not because I wasn't feeling good, I was just feeling kind of out of it,
yeah, you
and
should.
I wasn't feeling. Again, I wasn't feeling bad. I was actually somewhat ecstatic that everything was done. I just didn't feel show ready Thursday night. So Greg and I pushed it to that's why we're doing it Monday. But this is something that I thought was kind of important for people that are our age, because there's so many people that are anxious about it that will put it off for no reason other than they're just kind of scared to do it.
Yeah,
And Greg kind of alluded here that it's not that big of a deal. And when you listen to the doctors and the nurses that are kind of prepping you like weeks
yeah,
in advance of what you need to do, it really, trust me, I hate going to the doctors. I will find every excuse not to do anything. Like I'm terrified of going to the dentist. My doctor's appointments, I didn't do
yeah,
for so many years until I was almost forced because of my blood pressure. And
yeah,
my neighbor, who's an eye doctor, I told him what my blood pressure was reading. He's like, you need to actually go to the doctor. And he was like, to where he looked me in the eye and said, I'm serious.
yeah,
Messing around with your blood pressure like you're getting recorded, you need to go. So that scared me enough to finally go to the doctor, and that's fine. So I knew that as I approached 50 that I would have to get the colonoscopy. So I kept thinking, okay, every year, I'm just 1 year closer to getting it. Well, I now heard from the insurance that we can get it done, I think at 47 under our insurance. Okay.
yeah.
Well, my motivation to go ahead and get it done was because, as most of you don't know, Greg does, but most of you don't know, my wife last year, she's been battling breast cancer. So we've been going through a lot of the whole cancer stuff this past year, which has been really crazy, a lot of ups and downs and everything, but not to get into a lot of details about that. But there's nothing right now that we can complain about with how she's in recovery post chemotherapy. Everything's is fine. There's nothing that we are going to complain about at all. So that has put in my mind that, you know what, if she can go through all of this, I can certainly knock this out.
Right.
And what I wanted to tell people that are thinking about getting their colonoscopy or putting it off or whatever, take it from me for sure. And Greg too. He said it really wasn't that big of a deal. The worst part of the colonoscopy is the prep that you have to get done the day before.
Prep is the
So
worst.
I'm just going to go through what I had to do, and you can chime in and let me know if that's similar or not. But the day before, you have to kind of quit eating. You can't have any kind of like solid foods or anything, which
Right.
it's worse, or it's not as bad as you think. I got through that fine. Once you're kind of in that mindset and you don't have anything for breakfast, you get through lunch, and all of a sudden your body kind of is just like, yeah, we can do this. It's not a big deal. You have like clear fluids.
Yeah.
I had like chicken broth and some Jello. But
What kind of gel did you have?
Lime.
Lime.
You
Nice.
can't have anything that has red in it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because that
Yeah.
messes up
The dyes or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, what they see in the colon.
Okay.
So my colonoscopy was like 6:40 Thursday morning, which was a great time.
Good call.
So I was like one of the first ones there. I didn't have to worry about, people being delayed before me, which push mine off, and I'm sitting and I'm having to not eat again for all
the
day
tools
Thursday.
Are all clean and stuff.
Everything's
like the camera,
clean, right?
The camera's not dirty.
But about 3:00 the day before on Wednesday, you have to start drinking your, I think this is Colite.
Yeah. Colite,
So I don't, did you have to drink a big gallon?
I did. Interesting enough, so my wife has also had one. She had to do that. I was able to I had a shopping list. I was able to go use Gatorade and some other products that literally the person checking me out at Walgreens was like, have fun. I mean, cause it's like, it basically bought literally it just screams like, yeah, but she had to do both times she's done it, she's had to do what you have, where you get a prescription or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said it tastes awful. Mine wasn't so bad because I basically made the same thing, a concoction out of a huge Gatorade. So it was weird that I was able to put my products together essentially.
Yeah. And so, mine was, there was powder in this. Yeah. And then at 3:00 the day before, you just add water all the way to the top.
Yeah.
And taste wise, is it great tasting? No.
But it's a lot.
But it's actually, it's kind of benign in taste. To be honest with you. But the problem is, like Greg's talking about, it's a lot that huge. You have to drink.
Every 10 minutes, right? Or something?
Every 10 to 15 minutes. You're like, well, this isn't a big deal. Like an 8-ounce glass, and you're trying to do it within 2-hour time frame. You're trying to do 3/4 of this, okay?
Right.
And your first glass is like, oh, this isn't a big deal. I can do this. Well, when you start, you feel like you've drank 50 glasses and your stomach is so bloated with this. And then all of a sudden you really can't, the taste is gross and you feel like you're going to throw up. Well, the whole point is to get all of that laxative down in there to where your things start to grumble and you're feeling some movement. You have to make sure that you are at the house.
Yep. Yeah. You're locked down.
You're locked down. And it's best just to tell people you live with, go stay somewhere else for 2 days. Because you're going to get self-conscious a little bit running to and from your bed, the living room to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. You're there. You might as well get a show on your phone, start streaming.
If once things get going, you're not going to be sitting watching anything. No. The only thing streaming's coming out of your ass. So as it gets going, you run into the bathroom. We're not going to get into the details of all that, but you're talking, this stuff is really effective.
Yes.
But it lasts for hours after you drink the first 3/4 of it. So by 6-7 o'clock, supposedly when you've done the 3/4 of it, you're cleaning out your colon, the intestines and stuff. So the only thing that you have to look forward to is you have to do the last third sometime that night. Okay. So in the instructions that they give you, they say you're going to have to, if you're in the morning, if your procedure's in the morning, you have to wake up about, I think 4 to 5 hours before and then finish it off. So 2:30.
Oh, that's right.
You have a third of this that you have to get up in the middle of the night, drink it. And it's not like you just go back to bed because you're going to shit your sheets. So you're up for a good hour after trying to drink that.
Yeah, it's that honestly is the worst part. I mean, just the whole process, finishing all that stuff. I mean, that is the worst.
And everybody that's within the medical industry and people that are associated with your doctor's office and the colonoscopy place, they all say the prep the day before is the worst. The day of the prep is not. And if you haven't done this before, you're like, oh, bullshit. Because you're still in the back of your head is like, you're going to be laying there with, the gown, your ass is hanging out. You're like, oh, is my butt all, to be frank with you, I was like, oh my God, what if I shit? When I'm like, because I can't control anything.
Yeah.
Drinking this.
I don't know. For those of you, I went with Brian, so I was able to get a picture. This was him. This was Brian before why he's doing his prep.
That is very accurate of what it's like the night before as you're cleaning out. It's not a fun thing to do, but I will tell you that if you can get through that the next day, the next morning, you get there, your anxiety, if you're anxious, you're going to be anxious over being there in the office and waiting to get in to see the anesthesiologist, the doctor. But here's the cool thing. You're going to be knocked out during the procedure. So if you can train your mind to be like, hey, all of the hard stuff is done while you're at home and getting cleaned out.
True. Yeah. The part at the hospital or doctor is, you don't.
Once you get to the hospital,
there,
and hopefully you have good nurses and people around you. Mine were all kind of not necessarily joking, but they were good bedside manner, and I felt a little relaxed.
Yeah.
And I was a little anxious because you don't know what you're getting into, but when it's your time to go in there, they will you back, the anesthesiologist and the nurse that were in there. It was just the three of us at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And both of them had ties to Mizzou. So we were talking about Mizzou, and the nurse was saying that after this afternoon that she was going to go pick her daughter up at Mizzou. And I was like, oh, great. And so we were kind of talking about Mizzou as I'm laying there and I'm on my side and my butt's sticking out. And you're just like, oh God, can she see my little balls from, because if you're a guy, everything like that, you're thinking like, oh, what if I pass out or if I go under and they're like, oh my God, look how small he is or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that goes through every guy's head.
There's I always think of the bingo card because in my corporate job, we've always joked about bingo cards or in meetings or whatever, but just, there's a bingo card in the back. Somebody's like, we got this guy we were waiting for somebody to do this, or have one ball or.
Right. Jeff is saying there is a vacuum on the camera in case there are leftovers. Brian, did you have to rip ass before they would let you leave? They didn't make you do anything. They were just like, once you're up and you feel good enough to stand up, you get in the wheelchair and then you go to whoever is there to take you home.
Yeah.
But, as I was in the room and I'm talking about Mizzou and everything, and I remember the anesthesiologist puts the thing on your nose. She's like, breathe in. And she asked me something about Mizzou. And all I remember was within 3 seconds, I was like, I'm going under.
Yeah.
And then I was done. I
you
don't
up,
remember, you don't see anything, you don't remember anything. And the next thing you wake up and you're in your bed in the recovery area.
Yeah.
And it's done. And then you can go eat whatever you wanted. Do you remember the first thing that you ate after your colonoscopy?
I don't. It's been a bit. I remember feeling and Rachel had one recently, and she has to get them more regular than most people for just health stuff. And
I'm sure Rachel's like, I can't believe you're.
I know, but we're trying to share and make people feel comfortable.
No,
right?
and that's what we're doing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Greg and Brian, they're the funniest guys on the planet, and iller and filthier is nothing but just nonsense stuff. But this is kind of serious, but we're trying to help people out.
But I think it's what I was going to bring up is that everybody reacts differently to anesthesia and things like that. But we both talked about how we like you feel, and Jeff, maybe even Jeff mentioned this to me too, is when you're done though, you feel guilty about what you're going to put back in.
Yeah.
Because you're so it's like when you clean your grill or something. God, this thing looks great. I mean, everything you're cleaned out. So it's I can't remember what I ate. I don't remember, but I just remember being starving for sure. But yeah, it's I feel like I ate kind of healthy for a couple of days. I wanted to start a good base.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I totally forgot. I was thinking that all day Wednesday and Thursday as I was getting through the fasting for the most part.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to take this opportunity as I come out of this, start eating a little bit better, which the wife and I are going to do that also. I got to get my cholesterol down, but so after I got done, and you haven't eaten in over probably 36 hours.
Starving.
I had the wife stop at McDonald's and I had a steak, egg, and cheese bagel.
Okay. Yeah.
and I had a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
There you go. So you went just right into McDonald's.
I went right to McDonald's. I was like, I've got to have, and I don't know why. It was such a weak
Yeah.
moment.
Right.
And I was like, it just sounds so good. So I had that on the way home.
Yeah.
I probably had 15,000 calories Thursday. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I had half of a like hoagie sandwich in the afternoon, I think.
Yeah.
Or no, that afternoon I had another burger. I had an actual burger from Freddy's.
There you go.
And then that
That's
night
funny.
I ordered a big hoagie sandwich with everything on it. And I'm like, just like Greg was saying, I was like, as good as I was for the last 36 hours, I was like, my colon Thursday night was just like, stop.
What are you doing? Yeah. There's too many people coming in here. Yeah, it's I and it, like you said, I think you text me or it said like you felt kind of hungover. I think that's the only thing you come out a little. Again, everybody like Rachel struggles with anesthesia, so it's really hard for her to come out of anesthesia. It makes her sick. So hers was different for that reason. But for me, it felt droggy. And then the next day, I went with my son to like a car show. I think I did mine on a Friday. And then we went and drove into the cities and we just walked around a car show for a little bit, but I had to bail after like 2 hours. My stomach hurt.
Right.
It was like cramping kind of like, but and then it went away. That was like you said, the recovery more than being tired. And I mean, you kind of bounce back. Like they said, you can kind of go back to normal pretty quick. And I don't remember what I ate though. I'm kind of bummed because I know I plowed something, but the key is the earlier in the day, the better.
Yeah. That's a huge key because one of the things is you're sleeping off and you're not paying attention to not eating, which is great because you get it done that first in the morning.
Yeah.
But then also, if you're later in the afternoon, this is what all the colonoscopy people were telling me. If your appointment's later in the afternoon, not all colonoscopy procedures go according to plan, and some of them take longer. So you're pushed each successive one that goes a little bit longer than what it is. So you may have to get there, let's say 1, but you don't get in till 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're one of the first ones, and I know you can't, those are super popular. So you're booked out months. I lucked out and got it within a week because of a cancellation.
Nice. Yeah. That's the way to do it. And the prep is key. The better the prep. I mean, the more they, it sounds like cheat. It sounds like a lot of people don't fully do the, they don't drink it all supposed to,
or they'll sneak some food or whatever. And you don't want to do that also, because if they can't get in and see things clearly, and that's what they're in there to do, they're going to have you come back and you're going to have to do it over again. You don't want that.
Yeah.
So, Greg and I we're here to tell you, if you're close to that age, 45, check with your insurance, and if you can get in, get it scheduled, get it done. Let us know how it goes for you. I was super anxious about it. Here's the scary thing though, Greg, and then we'll end the show because we're a little bit long. If all things being equal, and I had waited until I was 50 to where my insurance is like, okay, you can get it done now. And we've said before, insurance has dropped that age because people are getting colon cancer earlier.
Yeah.
But let's just say it was still at 50. Okay. I probably, knowing me, I probably would have put that off a year or two and just dragged my feet because I, just kind of scared. I'll admit I was a little scared of it.
Yeah.
So let's say I get in at 52 probably. Okay. Well, here's the problem. I'm 49 and I got in. And so they found 2 polyps down there that the doctor, when it was all said and done, he's like, look, they're big, but he goes, I think they're non-cancerous, but we're going to send them off and find out for sure. He goes, now, if you wait, they could have the potential of turning into cancer.
Right.
So my thing is, okay, if I had that issue now at 49, and if I had waited 3 more years, how stupid is that?
Yeah.
So don't mess around.
Yeah.
If you can get in,
get it done. Yeah, you don't, like you said, and that's just one of those things you just want to rule it out. It's weird. It's just the age, like you said, you hit that age, and it's like time to start doing the checkups.
Jeff enjoyed it so much. It looks like he's had 2 of them.
Yeah.
But I think but here's the thing. Like next time around, I'm not going to look forward to it.
No, you just.
But because I've done it,
Yeah.
I'll be like, it's fine. And I'm going to make it a game in a sense that, okay, I want to be super clean.
Yeah.
I want the doctor to come out and say, dang, you did a good job getting all cleaned out.
Want it to sound like when they put in cartoons, like the cloth in the ear and it goes, whoo, 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 whoo.
I want to be super clean for my doctor next time. But my thing is, so I have to go back, I think, in 3 years, as opposed to if it was a completely nothing to see, it would have been another 10 years, but I got to go back in 3.
Okay.
And I'm fine with that.
I think I must be 10.
You must be 10 if they did.
I think, I know they didn't find anything. There were comments like, I thought it was rude. There were things they put like, I had a nice ass and stuff. So I just thought that I'm like, come on, be professional.
Jeff has to go every 3 years. So Jeff kind of knows what it's all about. And Jeff, I mean, it's not as hard as the first time, right? As far as anxiety, being scared about it. It's not fun prepping. I get that, but it's not, it's not as bad.
I think like anything, when you know what to expect and like you said, I mean, you're out for the worst part. I mean, you're not going to be.
You're not having to perform. You're not the one doing the surgery. You're not the one getting up in front of class. You're sleeping through it. So if you can get to the day of your procedure, you're going to be fine. And all the hard stuff is done at home the night before, the day before.
Yeah.
So get your colonoscopy, men and women, our family, friends. If you guys are 45, check with your insurance. Make sure that they can get it covered. And if they can, don't miss out. Don't delay. Get it done.
Get one on Craigslist. Trust me.
Or that might be something iller and filthier will start doing. We'll get a van and we'll pull up to everybody's house and get you all cleaned out. Well, another fun episode. Started off with the MFK. Be interesting to see what some people comment on it later on, and then ended it on a little colonoscopy. So I think we had a good show.
Yeah, I think Gardetto can play that saw.
We'll have to talk about that coming up on how that was made. So Jeff, thanks for hanging out. Everybody else that was around to listen to the show, we appreciate it. Iller and Filthier on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and we will see you all next time.
Peace.